Here on ISF, we can always count on our WSFL TV trusted advisors like Hamilton Jones, president of Hamilton Fox and Company, to school us on everything insurance. But did you know about workers' compensation coverage, or workman's comp? Here to tell us more is Hamilton himself. Welcome back.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Of course, of course. Hamilton, what is workers' compensation coverage in Florida, and why is it important for businesses to have that coverage?
Workers' comp can be known by a lot of terms, work comp, workman's comp, workers' compensation. But in reality, when you're buying the coverage in Florida, it's all kind of the same thing. Work comp is regulated by the state, which means the rates and the coverage form are the same between all the carriers. One of my mentors would describe workers' comp as the most comprehensive combination of benefits ever put together. And it's kind of true, because it's a lot of policies all rolled into one. You have your medical benefits portion of the policy. It's kind of like a health policy. You have disability, which is partial and permanent disability benefits. You have death benefits, which is kind of like a life insurance policy. And then you have your employer's liability, which is a third-party coverage policy, all rolled into one. Why is it important for businesses to carry this coverage? Well, first and foremost, it's protection for your employees. A side note to that is it's also protection for the employer. When you carry workers' compensation coverage, it prevents the employee that has a work-related injury from suing the employer for those injuries. So it's protection for everyone involved.
It seems like there's a lot involved, first and foremost. And secondly, there are so many, I'm sure, different policies that you can purchase in regards to workman's comp or workers' comp, as you said. What tips you have for our viewers to consider when purchasing a policy?
Well, for me, really, it just comes down to one thing: claims activity. If you're a business that has a lot of employees and a lot of claims activity, you're going to want to choose a carrier that is in your space, that manages claims very well, and provide you with loss control and risk management tools to help you curtail your losses and work on those claims. Now, on the flip side, if you're a business that hasn't had a claim in 10 years, well, then I'd say that, although I'd still recommend carrier A that has that experience, you can begin to look at some other carriers that might be offering more aggressive programs on pricing, like a dividend program that can provide real savings to the business. One more thing I would point out is, and something I don't really recommend, I don't recommend employers to exclude themselves from coverage. To me, although it's an option for the employer to do that, it's very short-sighted. The savings are pretty nominal, but workers' comp is designed to be the sole remedy for work-related injuries. And if you had a catastrophic situation happen to the owner of that business, you're going to want that coverage in place to protect you, the most important employee that you have.
Right. They say you want to cover your butt when it comes to that sort of thing. And at the core of all this is the financials of it all. Hamilton, how can viewers save money on their workers' compensation policy?
Well, because rates are the same with all the companies, the pricing is going to be the same. But some carriers may offer you a plan that incentivizes you when you have no losses, called a dividend plan, and pays you money at the end of the term. But really, the key way to save on the workers' compensation policy is by managing your own claims activity. When you manage your own claims activity, you lower what's called your experience modification factor, which is a factor that penalizes you for having high claims in the form of a surcharge and rewards you for having low or no claims in the form of a credit. The credit can be 25% up to, the surcharge can be 50% or more. So there's a 75% swing there in the pricing, all based on your claims activity. And that's the key way to save in the policy.
It's good to know. Hamilton, I want to turn the page very quickly, because we are experiencing inclement weather here in SoFlo right now. As an insurance expert and someone who knows all things about staying prepared, how can and how should our viewers stay prepared in the event of a massive storm here in SoFlo?
That's right. Well, if you don't have a hurricane preparedness plan, you can email us. We'll send you one. You should be putting that into place, or at least having that beginning of hurricane season. But really, at this point, when a storm is bearing down on you, I'd say print out your policy documents, make sure you have your agent's number. And if something does happen, call your agent first. Talk to your agent before you file a claim with the company. Talk to your agent before you talk to an attorney or somebody, a remediation company, to potentially fix a claim.
Getting back to life insurance workman's comp 3-2, and getting back to workers' comp insurance or workman's comp insurance. I know people get those two mixed up, but they're one and the same. How do we get in touch with you, Hamilton Jones at Hamilton Fox & Company?
You can give us a call, 855-4A-QUOTE. That's 855-427-8683. You can visit us on the website, www.hamiltonfoxins.com, or send us an email, quote@hamiltonfoxins.com.
Hamilton Jones, man, I tell you, great name, great guy, great company. Thank you for spending your time with us today on ISF.
All right, guys, have a good one. Be safe. Thank you.